Good morning, all of you. So, in last lecture, we have completed basics of income tax and we have seen few points of income which do not form part of total income. Correct? Important part is agricultural income. The important part is agricultural income. So, mainly exempt income or income which do not form part of total income. Exempt income, either you can say exempt income or you can say income which do not form part of total income. We all know that in total income there will be 5 heads: salary, house property, PGBP, it means profit and gains from business and profession, capital gain, and income from other sources. This will form part of your total income. And clubbing provisions, set of carry forward, this will form part of your total income. But in this chapter, we are going to learn the income which is not part of your total income. This will be your exempt income, fully exempt income or partially exempt income, partly taxable, partly exempt. Okay, partly taxable, partly exempt. In last lecture, we have studied share income of partner, in which we have seen that whatever net profit shown by the partnership firm, that will be distributed to partners, that will be distributed to partners, and on which partners are not supposed to pay any tax. Partners will not be liable to pay tax again. Why? Partnership firm has already paid the tax. I have given you the example of Devansh, Krutik, and I think Joy. These three people form partnership. I think 1 lakh rupee was the net profit. So, in last lecture, we have seen that partnership firm are supposed to pay tax at the rate 30%. So, the remaining amount will be 70,000 rupees. So, this 70,000 rupees will be distributed to three partners in their profit sharing ratio. So, on which tax will not be payable again. So, share income of partner is not taxable. So, that's how we have to check one by one. All these points are not important. The important part is agricultural income, amount received from HUF, share income of a partner. These three are most important. And this partially exempt income that we will learn in respective chapters like gratuity, leave encashment salary or leave travel salary, voluntarily retirement scheme, commutation of pension, retirement, leave on retirement, any earned leave. This will be learned, house rent allowance. This will be learned in salaries head, okay? not here. Though it is part of your total income, means income which do not form part of total income, we will learn these things at respective chapters. Now the most important part is the difference between exemption and deduction. Most of the students don't know the difference between exemption and deduction. Even if you ask CA final student, many of the CA final students will not be able to reply what is the difference between exemption and deduction. They know what will be included in exemption and what will be included in deduction, but they can't bifurcate what is the meaning of exemption and what is the meaning of deduction. Now, first of all, what is the meaning of exemption? Exemption means any income which is not included in your total income, which is not included in your total income. For example, agricultural income. Agricultural income will not be included in your total income. It will be separately calculated. That is separately calculated. Whereas in deduction, it will be first included in your total income and then it will be available for deduction. It will be available for deduction. Sir, how? Let me show you in Excel sheet. First of all, we know that computation of total income, okay? So here I will write some amount, here I will write some amount, okay? And the total will be gross total income, gross total income, and then we will deduct some deductions. We will deduct the deductions, okay? And then you will come to total income. You will come to total income. Now, we have seen the exemption part. Exemption means it will not be included in your total income, means exempt income will not be here, For example, agricultural income. Agriculture income will not form part of your total income. It will be written over here separately. But deduction means first you earn, and then you invest somewhere, and you take the deduction, and it will be allowed as deduction. So it will be there in total income. For example, your salary is 6 lakh rupees. For your salary is 6 lakh, 6 lakh rupees, and your income from other sources is 5,000 rupees, and no other income are there. So your total income will be 6 lakh 5,000 rupees. Now, out of this 6 lakh 5,000, you have taken LIC. You have taken LIC. LIC of rupees 50,000 rupees. So LIC will be available as deduction. So 50,000 rupees will be allowed as deduction. So the remaining figure will be total income, 5,55,000 rupees, on which we will calculate the tax payable. On which we will calculate the tax payable. But agricultural income, it means those income which is exempt will not be included in your gross total income chart. It will be shown separately. After all this, we will write down that exempt income. So exempt income is agricultural income. Let's say you have agricultural income also. So you will write down separately. Let's say 1 lakh rupee. So on which you are not supposed to pay any tax. Okay. So this is the main difference between exemption and deduction. Exemption will be covered in section number 10. Section 10. And deductions will be covered in chapter 6A. Your chapter 6A. Okay, now the various items of income referred to in different clause of 10 are excluded from total income of the SSE. That is what I told you. Please read this line. The various item of income referred to in different clauses of section 10, it means exempt income, are excluded from total income. So MCQ can be asked, which of the following will not be your will not form part of your total income? Option A, exemption. Option B, deductions. Option C, both. Option D, none of the above. So your answer will be exemptions. Exemptions will not be part of your total income. These incomes are known as exempt incomes. Consequently, such incomes shall not be enter into the computation of taxable income. So we have learned this, okay? That consequently this income will not be part of your taxable income. Moreover, there are certain other incomes which are included in gross total income but wholly or partly allowed as deduction under chapter 6A. So there are certain income which are included in gross total income but there are available as deductions. Which type of income? So HRA, house rent allowance. House rent allowance is received by employee from employer. It is one type of income, but it will be added first of all here in salaries and then it will be allowed as deduction. It will be allowed as deduction or it will be allowed as exemption also. But they are partly. Okay, now exemptions, here the same thing is written, will not be included on computing total income. Deductions, which will be from which deductions are allowable under chapter 6A, will be first, look, will be first included in gross total income and then deductions will be allowed and then deductions will be allowed. Difference between exemption and deductions clear, class? Hello, it is clear or not? Okay. Now, exemptions which are discussed under relevant chapter. So, these are the chapters. In salaries, there are leave travel concession, HRA, gratuity, commutation, retrenchment compensation, that we will discuss separately in that particular module. Capital gain, IFOS. Now first part, definition. Definition of agricultural income, section 2, subsection 1a. The definition is very wide and covers the income not only from the cultivators but also the landholders who might have rented out the lands. Agricultural income may be received in cash or in kind. So agricultural income may arise in following three ways. So these are the 3 points. That's how agricultural income can be arised. First point, it may be rent or revenue derived from the land situated in India and used for agricultural purpose. For example, you have agricultural land and you have given on rent basis, and agricultural activities are done over there. Okay. For example, you have given your agricultural land, but that agricultural land is not used for the purpose of agricultural activity, then it will be taxable. Then it will not be considered as agricultural income. Point number 2, it may be income derived from such land by agriculture or the performance of process ordinarily employed by a cultivator or a receiver of rent in kind to render the produce fit to be taken to the market. For example, any process is being done over there to produce the particular product that is fit to produce the fit market, the product which is fit to be taken into the market. It will be agricultural produce. Okay, it must be agricultural produce. Third point, the sale by a cultivator or receiver of rent in kind of such agricultural produce raised or received by him, in respect of which no process has been performed other than a process of nature mentioned in point B above. Okay, any sale or any kind of agricultural produce raised or received by him in respect of which no process has been performed other than a process mentioned in point B above. So which process is mentioned in point B to render the produce fit to be taken to the market? Only this kind of process. Third point and the last point, agricultural income may be derived from any farm building, farmhouse, farm building required for agricultural operations. Agricultural operations, okay. Now let us take critical look on now definition is over. Your definition is over. But now we will discuss in detail what will be included and what will not be included in agricultural income. So now let us take a critical look at the following aspect. First point, rent or revenue derived from land situated in India and used for agricultural purposes. The following 3 conditions have to be satisfied for the income to be treated as agricultural income. So which 3 points? First one, rent or revenue should be derived from land. Land has to be situated in India. If agricultural land situated in foreign country, the entire income will be taxable. Sir, I have agricultural land, but in London. Oh, no. You have to pay the tax. You are a resident person and you have to pay the tax. Third point, land should be used for agricultural purpose. Sir, I have agricultural land. Okay. Whether it is in India? Yes, it is in India. Whether it is used for agricultural purpose? No, sir. It is not used for agricultural purpose. I have given my agricultural land for movie shooting. For movie shooting. Why? Because there are so many flower plants in my agricultural land. So there is one movie is being shoot. Okay, you have seen, I think, DDLJ, Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge movie, in which, no issue Amruta, in which you have seen the agricultural land. That land is agricultural land, in which a huge farm of flowers, a huge farm of flowers, but that is used for movie shooting. So whatever income generated by shooting that movie and whatever amount payable by Yasraj Films will be taxable in the case of landlord. So three conditions must be satisfied. First one, rent revenue should be derived from land. Okay, that land has to be situated in India. Outside India hoy to taxable, and land should be used for agricultural purpose. It should be, or it must be used for agricultural purposes. Now the amount received in money or in kind by any person from another for right to use the land is termed as rent. What is the meaning of rent? We all know that rent can either be received by owner of the land or by original tenant from the subtenant. It implies that ownership of land is not necessary. Thus, the rent received by the original tenant from subtenant would be agricultural income subject to other conditions mentioned above. The scope of the term revenue is much broader than rent. It includes income from income other than rent. For example, fees received for renewal for grant of land on lease would be revenue derived from land. This is not so important part. Now, what is the meaning of agricultural? Let's read once. The term agriculture has not been defined in the Income Tax Act 1961. However, the cultivation of field involving human skills, labor on the land can be broadly termed as agriculture. Agriculture means tilling of land, sowing the seeds, and similar operations. It means farming activity. Basically, it is farming activity, tilling of land or sowing of seeds. એટલે કે in Gujarati we can say જમીન ખેડવી, then વાવેતર કરવું, and similar activities. All these similar activities will be considered as agricultural income. It involves basic operations and subsequent operations. Subsequent operations means basic operation, we all know that tilling and seeding, and but what is the subsequent operation? Subsequent operations means after production, after produce sprouts from the land, that is digging. Digging means in our Gujarati learning. If you have learned this word, learning કરવી means જે પાક ઉગેલો છે એને બારે કાઢવાનો. Are subsequent operations. These subsequent operations would be agricultural operations only when taken in conjunction with and as a continuation of basic operation. Okay, if it is in continuation of basic operation, then also it will be included. You are not supposed to remember all these things, okay? You are supposed to remember the definition of agricultural income. Let's read one by one. First of all, we have completed point number A. Point number 1. Then next, point 2, that is completed. Now sub point. Process ordinarily employed to render the produce fit to be taken into the market. Sometimes to make the agricultural produce a sellable commodity, it becomes necessary to perform some kind of process on the produce. The income from the process employed to render the produce fit to be taken into the market would be agricultural income. Now, any process is being done to sell the product. For example, I have produced uh, cotton. I have produced cotton, raw cotton. Okay. Now I cannot sell the raw cotton directly in the market. So I have done some process on it to produce to fit to be taken to the market. Why? So it can be a sellable product. So it can be a sellable product and I can sell it into the market. However, it must be a process ordinarily employed by the cultivator or receiver of rent in kind, and the process must be applied to make the produce fit to be taken to the market. Okay, now what is the ordinary process? Here it is given that the process should be ordinarily employed. Ordinarily employed means what? So the process, ordinary process employed to render the produce fit to be taken to the market includes threshing, winnowing, cleaning, drying, crushing, etc. Now these all are farming terms. Okay, you are not supposed to go into the deep. What is the meaning of threshing, winnowing, cleaning? We all know that if I'm a farmer and if I'm producing wheat, for example, wheat, so I have to clean the wheat. Why? Most probably girls will know that in wheat there will be the shield. You have to take the wheat out of that shield. So that is what? That is nothing but the cleaning part. Crushing. Sometimes you have to crush your produce. Drying means you have to, if your produce is wet, for example rice will be wet and you have to clean it, dry it. So these are the processes. You cannot sell directly without doing so. So these will be considered as ordinary process. Okay, ordinarily employed process. So the process ordinarily employed by the cultivator to obtain rice from paddy. So paddy is raw material. Look, paddy is raw material, but rice is sellable product. Is first remove the hay from the basic grain and thereafter remove the chaff from the grain. Now, what is the hay? What is the chaff? That you have to learn the basic process how paddy is grown. Okay, and that is not our subject. Our subject is related to what is the meaning of agricultural income. So agricultural income simply means the produce which is purchased from agricultural land and it is used for agricultural activity only, and it will be it can be easily sold in market. So any ordinary process we have done to sell that particular product will also be considered as agricultural activity. That's it. We are not concerned with what is the meaning of chaff, what is the meaning of hay. Yes, you have to remember this, that rice from paddy. So paddy is raw material, rice is the finished product. So to do the process is to get the rice from paddy is agricultural activity. So this can be asked. The grain has to be properly filtered to remove the stones. So we know that we have to remove the stones from grain. I think you all have seen in summer at your home, your mother, your aunties will clean the wheat and take out the stones, filter the stones, filter the grains and remove the stones. You have seen this or not? So that process will be done by farmers. Okay, majority of stones will be removed by the farmers. So that is nothing but cleaning of wheat. Okay. And finally, the rice has to be packed in gunny bag. In gunny bag for sale in the market. After such process, the rice can be taken to the market for sale. The process of making the rice ready for the market may involve manual operation, mechanical operations. So all these operations constitute the process ordinarily employed to make the produce fit for the market. Okay. However, if marketing process is performed on produce, for example, I'm I'm the person who manufactures the rice. Okay, then I have done all the ordinary process. Now I want to sell the rice. I want to sell my rice. Now I have done advertisement expenses, marketing expenses. I have printed the pamphlets, brochures, and given to the all associated person that my rice are best. Please purchase my rice. I have 100% quality product, and so and so on. So that will not be considered as your agricultural activity. Okay. So if marketing process is performed on produce which can be sold in raw form, income derived therefrom will be partly agricultural income but partly business income. Now, how you are marketing your product, that will be the major part to derive that whether it is a partly agricultural or partly business or fully agricultural or not. Okay. Now, sale of such agricultural produce in market. Now our product is ready. Now selling of this product. Any income from the sale of any produce to cultivator or receiver of rent in kind is agricultural income, provided it is from land situated in India and used for agricultural purpose. Yes, that we all know. However, if the produce is subjected to any process other than process ordinarily employed to make the produce fit for the market, now we have done any extraordinary activity. That is what written over here. We have done any extraordinary activity. Then the income arising on sale of such produce would be partly agricultural and partly non-agricultural. Now, for example, we have done any extraordinary activity. Well, what kind of extraordinary activity? For example, in tea is mainly manufactured in Assam. Okay, in Assam. So you know that we have to manufacture tea in hilly areas. So in hilly areas, tea is manufactured. Then any process is being done, like cleaning and all these things. That will be ordinary. And afterwards, we have to do some certain other processes. So that will be available in the to sell the product in the market. So it will be considered as partly agricultural and partly non-agricultural. It means partly exempt, partly taxable. Similarly, if other agricultural produce like tea, cotton, tobacco, sugarcane are subjected to manufacturing process and the manufactured product is sold, the profit on such will constitute as agricultural income as well as business income. Agricultural income and business income. But sir, how we can come to know that this much amount is agricultural income and this much amount is business income? How we will bifurcate? So that portion of profit representing agricultural income will be exempt. But how it will be apportioned? So there are 4 rules. Apportionment of income between business income and agricultural income. This is most IMP part. Okay. This can be asked in exam. How agricultural income and business income will be apportioned, will be segregated. 4 rules. Let's discuss one by one. Rule 7, 7A, Rule 8, Rule 7B of Income Tax Rules 1962 provides the basis of apportionment of income between agricultural income and business income. Now, the rule number 7. Rule 7. Income from growing and manufacturing of any product. Growing and manufacturing of any product. So, where the income is partially agricultural income and partially income chargeable to income tax, that is on business income, the market value of any agricultural produce which has been derived, which has been raised by the assessee or received by him as rent in kind and which has been utilized as raw material in such business, or sell receipts of which are included in accounts of business, shall be deducted, and no further deduction shall be made in respect of any expenses incurred by the assessee as cultivator or receiver in kind, receiver of rent in kind. Now, what does that mean? For example, I am farmer, I am manufacturing sugar. Sorry, I am manufacturing sugar cane, not sugar. I am manufacturing sugar cane. Okay. Now, sugar cane is agricultural produce, that we know that. Now, I further process sugar cane and I manufacture jaggery. Jaggery. Jaggery means gold. Good. Okay. I further manufacture the sugar cane and manufacture it as manufacture it jaggery. Now I further process jaggery, and manufacture what? Sugar. Now this process will be partly considered as agricultural income, partly non-agricultural income. Sugar manufacturing, processing of sugar is not agricultural income. So how it will be differentiated? So that is what given in rule 7. So you have to identify the market value. The market value of any agricultural produce which has been raised by assessee or received by him as rent in kind, which has been utilized as raw material in business, or the sale proceeds which are included in account of sale shall be deducted. Okay. Now, how market value will be determined? First point, the agricultural produce is capable of being sold in the market either in its raw stage or after application of any ordinary process. All these are theory items. Okay, sorry. So let's do one thing. Directly jump to the question answer. So it will be very helpful to you to identify the difference between agricultural income and business income. Now, Mr. B, illustration 1, grows sugarcane and uses the same for the purpose of manufacturing sugar in the factory. Now, the same example that I have given you, sugarcane is agricultural produce. Now, Mr. B is manufacturing sugar. Mr. B is manufacturing sugar. So, now 30% of sugarcane produced is sold for 10 lakh rupees. Now, 30% of sugarcane produce is sold for 10 lakh rupees. It means out of 100% manufacture, 30% is sold in the market directly without any processing. Without any further process. So let me write down over here. And now next. And the cost of cultivation of such sugar cane is 5 lakh rupees. Now, cost of cultivation of sugar cane is 5 lakh rupees. Now, selling price 10 lakh rupees and cost of cultivation is 5 lakh rupees. Cost of cultivation is 5 lakh rupees. Now, the cost of cultivation of balanced sugar cane is 14 lakh rupees. Now, the balance 70% cost is, I think, 14. Yes, 14 lakh. It is 14 lakh rupees. Now, market value of the same is 22 lakh rupees. Now, the market value of this 14 lakh is 22 lakh rupees. Now, after incurring 1.5 lakh rupees in manufacturing process on the balanced sugarcane means 70%. 30% is directly sold. 30% is directly sold. Now, further processing of that sugarcane 70% is 1.5 lakh rupees incurred. The sugar was sold for 25 lakh rupees. Now, sugar was sold for 25 lakh rupees. Now, sugar menu sells 25 lakh rupees. Now, cost. I'm not writing over here right now. And further expenses. 1,50,000, I think. Okay. Now, the profit will be written over here. 25 lakh minus dash minus expenses. So now you tell me what will be the cost? What will be the cost of sugarcane used over here? The 70% sugarcane used here. 70% sugarcane used over here. Now, what will be the cost of this sugarcane? Either I can take 14 lakh or I can take 22 lakh. You tell me, what should I suppose to take? 14 lakh or 22 lakh? Fourteen. Now, for example, I am just manufacturer of sugar only. I am the manufacturer of sugar only. And I want 70% sugarcane to manufacture this 25 lakh rupees good. So I want 70% sugarcane. मुझे 70% शुगर तो चाहिए ही चाहिए sugarcane. तो अगर मैं सिर्फ मैन्युफैक्चरर ही होता तो मुझे ये sugarcane मार्केट से परचेज करनी पड़ती. अगर मैं सिर्फ शुगर ही मैन्युफैक्चर करता तो मुझे ये sugarcane मार्केट से परचेज करनी पड़ती कि नहीं? Yes or no? Yes or yes, you have to purchase it from market. So if I go to the market, it will cost to me how much rupee? Now reply. 22 lakh rupees. So simply we have to consider 22 lakh rupees. Why? Agar, for example, if I am not the manufacturer of sugar cane, if I purchase this sugar cane from market, this 70% sugar from market, then I have to pay 22 lakh rupees. Why? Because market value is 22 lakh rupee. Market value is 22 lakh rupee. Clear? Are you getting this class? Chalo, reply. But sir, what is the difference between this 14 lakh and 22 lakh? We have manufactured it at 14 lakh rupees, but we are considering 22 lakh rupees. How it can be possible? We manufactured at 14 lakh rupees. So sir, हमारे पॉकेट से तो 14 लाख रुपीस ही गए हैं, but we consider the cost at 22 lakh rupee. So यहाँ पे हमारा कुछ प्रॉफिट होता है, इधर कुछ प्रॉफिट मिलेगा हमको. यस, एग्जैक्टली. सो मार्केट वैल्यू 22 lakh rupee minus your cost 14 lakh rupee, this will be your agricultural income. This will be considered as your agricultural income. For example, अगर आपने ये शुगर केन अपने प्रोडक्शन में लिया ही नहीं होता, डायरेक्ट मार्केट में सेल किया होता इस तरह, ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ, જો તમે આ 30% જેમ સેલ કર્યું છે એ જ રીતે તમે આ 70% શુગર ને સેલ કરી દો તો શુગર કેન ને, તો સર 8 લાખ રૂપિયા મળે, એ વાત પાકી. ડન. સો યુ વિલ ગેટ 8 lakh rupees. So this will be nothing but agricultural income. એગ્રીકલ્ચરલ ઇન્કમ કહેવાય ને, શુગર કેન સેલ કરવી એગ્રીકલ્ચરલ પાર્ટ છે. તો સર અહીંયા 5 લાખ રૂપિયા મળ્યા, we earn 5 lakh rupees by selling this sugar cane. That is what? That is nothing but your agricultural income. Clear? This is your agricultural income. Similarly, 5 lakh, 8 lakh, both are your agricultural income. So sir, what is this? Is 1,50,000. This is nothing but your what? તમે જ આન્સર આપો. શુગર સેલ કરવી એગ્રીકલ્ચર ઇન્કમ છે? ના સર, that is your business income. So if we do the total, five lakh plus 8 lakh, 13 lakh and 1,50,000. This is your total income. 14,50,000. But out of this 14,50,000, 13 lakh will be agriculture income and 1,50,000 will be your business income. Clear class? Are you getting this? Easy or not? कोनो परेशानी? Sir, we have to cross verify. So cross verify करो. जो हमारी टोटल कॉस्ट 5 लाख, टोटल कॉस्ट 14 लाख, 19 लाख, टोटल सेल કેટલું સર? 25 પ્લસ 10, 35, 19, 16 lakh rupees your profit. But sir, we have done some expenses also. Yes, 1,50,000 minus करो है ना, you will get the amount. 19 સેલ તમારું 35 લાખ રૂપીસ છે, કોસ્ટ તમારી 19 લાખ રૂપીસ છે. So your profit will be 16 lakh, but you have to deduct your expense. So 14 lakh 50,000 will be your net profit. That is what we have bifurcated over here, 13 and 1 lakh 50,000. Clear? Cross verify. Done? So this is all about rule number 7. 8 marks question can be asked from rule 7. Okay, we will discuss the next point, rule 7a 7b in next lecture. Okay, that's all for today. If you have any doubt, then raise your doubt, unmute yourself. Otherwise, that's all for today. Thank you, all of you. All of you are requested to write down the enrollment number. Yes, definitely. I will repeat this sum. Okay, in next lecture.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I just wanted to ask, sir, if the business income would be more than, I guess, 2,50,000, then the tax would be calculated on that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sir. And 13 lakhs was agriculture income, so no tax.
Yes, on 13 lakh rupee, we are supposed to pay no tax, and your business income is 1,50,000. So net tax payable will be zero. Tax payable will be nothing.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. Jai. Okay, Jai left.